Hi, I'm Lisa. On the behalf of Junior Achievement of Southern Nevada, we'd like to thank you for your support and dedication and volunteering to go into the classroom to teach financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and workforce readiness to the students of Clark County School District. We cannot thank you enough. You're going in there to be a mentor, to inspire these kids, to let them know that their environment does not dictate their future. All right, so what we're going to go over in this video, we're going to go over the support that you're going to receive from Junior Achievement, the local office. We're going to go over class management, give you some good tips and tricks. And then we're going to go over on how to prepare for your kit and your lessons for your JASN-Training. First, we're going to go over support, what you're going to go ahead and get from Junior Achievement. You're going to receive an email from us. Your email is going to give you the name of the school you're volunteering for, the address, your teacher name and contact information and email address, along with the time you need to show up and the time you actually start teaching. We do give you a 30-minute buffer in case you wake up late or you're catching any traffic, so please don't rush. Okay, the next thing is we will also put 2 attachments inside the email. One is going to be a link for videos to watch. Although we show you how to prepare for your kit and your lessons, we don't go into all of the activities. So that's what the videos are for. The videos will go into each activities and each of the lessons that you'll be teaching. The next thing is the second attachment will be a sample email that you want to send your teacher. You can easily cut and paste. It's just really asking your teacher, or also letting them know that you'll be volunteering, but also asking your teacher, is there anything that you should know about the students in the classroom, and how many kids in the classroom, and if you want to bring treats, asking if you want to bring treats. You don't have to bring any treats, but we like to put that out there for the volunteers. If you're going to do something, it's usually peanut-free zone, and you're going to want to do it prior to your actual day of teaching. Okay. Next is class management. So you'll be teaching 5 activity-based lessons to the same group of kids all day long. Right? So what does that mean? That means that the students will get pretty familiar with you, and they can ask you all kinds of questions. They can ask you, how old are you? Are you married? And why aren't you married? How much money do you make? So this is what JA says. Answer some, none, or all. Completely up to you. It's okay to say, that's a little personal. Or, my favorite, a volunteer told a student once that if you work at McDonald's, you make this amount, or if you're LeBron James, you make this amount, and I make somewhere in between. So there's always ways around it. Okay? The next thing, how to present yourself with the students. I want to be referred to as Miss K. So you can be Mr., Miss, or Mrs. Always put that in front of your name. And initials usually work well with the kids because it's hard. Sometimes they can't pronounce your last name. But it shows a sign of respect with the students. The teachers will be in the classroom with you at all times. They're going to handle the discipline. They're going to be your assistant, help out, pass a piece of paper out. You're going to want to help you with the activities. And if the teachers are not helping as much, a great way to get them helping and up and out of their desk would be, can you help out with the activities? Please pass this paper out. Let me know when 15 minutes has gone by. That's a great way to get the teachers involved if they're not as involved. Next thing is with the students. So when you're teaching your lesson, always begin with what the lesson is going to be, what the learning goal is. So we know that you're not teachers. So what we ask is we don't ask you to go in and figure out what the learning goal is for each of the lessons. Everyone will receive a guidebook within their kit, and it will go over each of the lessons. And inside the guidebook, it shows you the overview and the objective. I read the objective right out of the guidebook. So I would tell them, okay, kids, in lesson 1, we're going to describe a community. We're going to state how people contribute to and benefit from a community. And we're going to identify a variety of jobs that require specific skills. That's what we're going to learn in lesson 1. And then I start the lesson. When you do that, the students will participate and engage more when they know what they're supposed to be learning. Next one, even though the teacher is going to be in the classroom with you at all times, there's no specials on the day of JA-Day, meaning that usually the librarian will take the group of students into the library and give the teacher a free prep period. On the day of JA-Day, the librarian will come into the classroom, relieve the teacher of their free prep period, and then the librarian will stay in the classroom, or someone else will stay in the classroom while you continue to teach your lessons. If the teacher tries to leave and say they'll be here in a minute, leave with the teacher. Do not stay alone in the classroom with the students. Clark County allows us to be in the classroom as long as we have another licensed CCSD person in the classroom with you. Okay. All right. So even though the teacher is handling the discipline, walk around. You want to be at the front of the room, the back of the room, the side of the room. You want to show your presence in the classroom. You also want to make that connection with the kids. You're going to want to be able to tell them about yourself. Tell them about what you do for a living. They may not be exposed to someone else in that particular profession. So you want to expose them to your profession and what you do. And also ask the kids. Maybe they know what they want to do when they grow up. You'll have enough time to do that in the very beginning. So take that time to get to know the students. Also, the students will have table tents in the classroom with their names on them. Use the table tents. Call them by their name. You will build that rapport with the students, and also it will use as a discipline mechanism. You can go ahead once you call the students by their name. They'll think twice before misbehaving because now you know their name and you can tell their teacher they're misbehaving. So you utilize their names that are on the table tents. And it's okay if you don't pronounce it right. The kids or the kids around you will quickly tell you how to pronounce their names. The next thing is that the students, you're going to want to find out what the students know. If you're going to do a vocabulary word, you can easily say, who knows what a city is? Find out what they know. And then you read the terminology out of the guidebook. I know you know what a city is, but either when we give our own definitions, it can be either too elementary school for them or over their head. We take the guesswork out, and this is grade specific inside the guidebooks. Okay. The next thing is you're going to want them to open up to you. So they're all working in groups. So ask open-ended questions. Oh, how did you come up with that idea? Can you tell me more about that? You want them comfortable to be able to talk to you. You can do things like, that's a really great idea. I never thought about it that way. Or great tips. Another really great tip is to find out what the teacher does to get the students' attention. It could be 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. Whatever it is, the students know to stop talking and all eyes on you because you're going to give the next set of instructions. The next thing, when you're calling on a student, always set expectations. When you're asking a question, I'm going to call on 2 students or I'm going to call on 1 if you're rushed for time. It lets them know how many kids you're going to call on. I had a volunteer say that they made someone cry because they didn't call on them. Set the expectations, please. And then when you do call on somebody, wait about maybe 5 seconds for them to gather their thoughts. Sometimes they get shy, they forget what they're going to say, but when you give them those few extra seconds to gather their thoughts, they know that, for one, you're letting them know that you care about what they have to say, and what they have to say is important. So please give them that moment. And if they don't come up with it, to say, we can come back to you if you think about it. Give them that time. Okay. Promote positive behavior. It works. Table 3, thank you so much for working so well together. They're excited that you're there. They want your praise and your attention. So give them that opportunity to behave appropriately and make those good choices to behave, to be able to be good and be able to do that. So positive reinforcement works all day long. I always have volunteers say, what happens when a student wants to hug me? What I try to do throughout the day is give a high five or a fist bump or a thumbs up. So that's way at the end of the day, maybe they want to do that. But sometimes kids will just rush and hug you. I wouldn't say push them away, but you just want to give them, maybe an air hug or a little hug. But sometimes the kids do rush up, and I had a whole kindergarten class tackle me because they wanted to hug me and caught me off balance when I was on one knee. So like I said, the high fives do work well with the kids throughout the day. All right. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about what your JASN day is going to look like. You're going to show up at the school at the recommended time. You're going to check in the office. Once you do that, they're going to direct you to the designated JA area. Once you go there, you'll see everybody else with their kits. There'll be a volunteer from kindergarten through 5th grade, so we'll all be there in the same time. And then JA provides breakfast for you: coffee, bagels, donuts, yogurt, that type of stuff. We'll take a group picture, and then also there'll be envelopes on the table. The table will have the envelopes. Please put your name and address on the envelope. We always say try to put your work address on there. We do that for a couple of reasons. Is that we give the envelopes to the teacher, and we have the students do thank you notes. It's really great because if you're not having a great day and all of a sudden you get this envelope with all these thank you notes and talking about the day that you were there, it really brightens your day. And now people are asking you, what is that? You're giving awareness and you're telling them about your JASN day. It might inspire someone else to want to go in the classroom and teach junior achievement to them. All right. After we go through breakfast and everyone's just hanging out and asking any questions that you may need, giving reinforcement, because always first-time volunteers are always a little nervous. What you're going to do is 1 to 2 students from every classroom is going to come into the designated area, and a JA staff member will call your name. We want to make sure the right volunteer gets to the right classroom. The students will escort you back to the classroom. Another great tip. Always ask those students who pick you up to say, hey, after lunch, can you pick me up at the same place again? Because JA provides lunch for you at the same designated area. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to go into the classroom. You're going to meet the teacher and find out what trigger they do to get the students' attention. You know, everyone give me 5, they all stop talking. After that, I'm going to usually pick an area out. There's not a lot of white space inside the classroom, so I just pick an area, it could be over other papers, and I'm going to pull out my kit. I'm going to maybe pull out a poster, whatever I need to post on the wall, and I'm going to put it up on the wall. Pull out everything I need for lesson 1. I'm going to grab my guidebook, take a quick swig of my coffee, and I'm going to talk to the kids, tell them who I am. Let them know that I'm a volunteer and JA doesn't pay me to be here, but I care about your future. We're going to have so much fun today and play a lot of games, but we're going to do a lot of stuff that that is important, you know, to your success in life, and that's why you're there. Okay? You're volunteering. Next, you're going to talk about your job, what you do for a living. After that, you're going to start into lesson 1. Teach lesson 1, 2, you might even start lesson 3, and then it's lunchtime. When it's lunchtime, you're going to ask your teacher for the certificates. The teacher already has the certificates. We have given them the certificates along with the table tents. Right? They'll have them all filled out. All you're going to do is sign them at lunch because you're going to want to pass them out after the 5th and final lesson. I like to pass them out, and when I do call the student's name, I teach them how to shake a hand. I don't want to limp fish, and I want someone to break my hand. I want you to look me in the eye when I'm shaking your hand, and how to accept a certificate. You're going to come back to the designated area, and we're going to have lunch provided for you. It's usually Jason's Deli, a sandwich, a cookie, chips, and a bagel. Oh, sorry, not a bagel, but a cookie, chips, and a pickle. Water and some soda. After that, we're going to have you guys fill out, before you go back to the classroom and before lunch is over, is fill out the verification form. It's just asking you school name, teacher name, your name, what grade you're teaching, how many kids in the classroom, and how many lessons you taught. You may have only taught 3 lessons, but on that form you're going to tell me that you're teaching all 5 lessons because you're guaranteeing me that you're going back in the classroom to teach the remainder of your lessons. After lunch is over, your students will either pick you up or you're going to remember where your classroom is. Go back in the classroom and teach the remainder of your lessons. After you're done, you're going to take all your extra pieces and parts back to the designated JA area, and then you're going to drop it off to the JA staff member. We do rebuild kits. It costs us roughly about $30,000 per school per year. We raise the money through grants, donations, events that we have throughout the year for JA, and we rebuild kits. So, and help in returning those to us, we greatly appreciate it. After that, you're done for the day, and you can go ahead and leave. All right? Next, what we're going to do is we are going to go over how to prepare for your kit. What you're going to do is you're going to go over each lesson. I would do 1 lesson a night. Don't try to do it the night before. Please don't tell me you're doing it the night before. 1 lesson a night. And that way what I do is I watch the video, I read over lesson 1, and I mark and highlight in the guidebook because I'm going to carry that around with me all day long when I'm teaching. I always say highlight in 2 different colors. One is talking points and one is action. So at a glance I know I should be getting something or talking about something. And then I'm going to take everything out of my kit that I need for lesson 1. On the video, it'll show you what you need for lesson 1, or I'll show you in the guidebook what you need, but also on the pieces and parts somewhere on the front or the back, it will say session 1 or session 2. So look for it actually on your pieces and parts. All right. Then you're going to put everything together. If it's perforated, you need to take it apart. Please put it together prior to the classroom. I have 3rd grade here. What we've done is we've taken it apart, the game pieces, and put the dice and the game pieces inside a baggie. So after I explain the game, always explain the game first, and then I pass out the pieces and parts, so they're not distracted by looking at the game pieces and what they're getting. So always explain the game first, pass out your pieces and parts, and not take it apart in the classroom. And that way it'll help things move along quickly. Another important tip. Inside the guidebook, it'll tell you how long you should be spending on each lesson. 10 minutes on this, 15 minutes on this, 20 minutes on this game. Be true to the time that's in the guidebook. It's there to keep you on time. Kindergarten and first grade are 30 minutes a lesson, 5 lessons. Second through fifth, 45 minutes a lesson, 5 lessons. That way, so you're ensured to finish on time. Whenever you're done with your lessons, you're done for the day. So please stay true to the times on there, all right? The next thing, what you're going to do is, after I take out my pieces and parts for each lesson, I'm going to stick it in a folder or in an envelope. I'm going to mark 1 on there. So when I pull it out of my kit, I'm pulling out everything just for lesson 1. Right? That should get you going and ready. Of course, the JA local office is here for any questions. Please reach out to us. Let us know if you have any questions. We'll go ahead, you'll get emails from us, so you'll have contact names and numbers who to reach out to if you have any questions, even up to the day before of your JA in a day. We want you comfortable, and of course we're there all day long within the classroom and your JA in a day. We walk around from class to class to make sure things are going well. If you're having any issues with your teacher or anything, let us know. Let us know immediately so we can take care of it while you're in the classroom. I cannot thank you enough for volunteering to take time out of your busy day to go into the classroom. You're going to have an amazing time. The kids love it and they look forward to it year after year. You're going to want to get involved more and get more people involved. Thank you and have a great day.